Good evening, everyone. This is Tooba. I am the lead trainer and consultant at On-Time Training and Consultancy Services. Today, we are here to celebrate the marvelous success story of our senior delegate, Qhakazile Mathebula, from South Africa. She has earned her credential in the beginning of this month, June 2026. And she's here to share the success story, the journey, the insights, the struggles, and anything useful that probably could be helpful in your journey as well. So let's quickly begin the conversation with a brief introduction of Qhakazile's. Your introduction piece.
Evening or not evening, it's still afternoon here, well, depending on which part of the world you are at. Greetings, everyone, and thank you for joining this session. I am Qhakazile Mathebula. I am based in South Africa, as you said. I work for City Power as a portfolio professional, I would say, acting general manager in the asset creation department, which is basically projects, programs, and portfolio in grid expansion, electrification, public lighting, metering, and upgrade of the electrical network. Yeah, that's who I am.
Great. I have always been a fan of yours. Let me say that officially as well. And you have such a powerful aura. You have such a powerful personality, and of course, fantastic profile as well, professional profile I'm talking about. So you didn't need any validations. You knew that, right? You didn't need any validations in the form of credentials like PMP, PFMP, RMP. What made you think that you needed PFM?
Okay, so as I said, that I'm now acting general manager. So my role has shifted from just managing individual projects to managing the entire portfolio. So now my thinking has to change. You know, I'm not just managing a project where I'm just thinking of the quality, the time, the cost, and all of those that are in a project. I'm now thinking about the strategic objective of City Power. I'm now thinking about what the board has said, what the board has prioritized. And in terms of me now, looking at my portfolio, I make sure now that I align with the entire objective of the organization. When I sit now, I go to exco meetings, we do business plans, we do annual reports. So, it has evolved. So now also the qualification now and the certifications also have to evolve. And I have to align myself now with what I'm doing. So that's what basically drove me to look at the PFMP.
Great. So it means that whatever you have learned in your PFMP curriculum in the form of governance, strategic alignment, risk management, or performance management, KPIs tracking at a portfolio level, everything you have been implementing already, and you probably are in a better position to manage them in a more effective way, right? So one other thing that I would like you to talk about, and this is like a commonly asked question that I have received from PFMP delegates. You are one of those delegates of ours who went for PFMP after doing your PMP. So you didn't really follow that regular path of PMP followed by PGMP followed by PFMP, which people usually think is the regular way of going about it. And it is a regular way of going about it, but it's not like, a mandatory criteria imposed by PMI. So did you see any struggle? I really want you to have this conversation so that people know that PGMP is not a prerequisite to PFMP, neither by PMI nor in a logical manner. Even PMP is also not a prerequisite to any of these. So what was your stance on this?
At all. However, I believe that having a PMP and RMP become highly advantageous in preparing for the PFMP. It makes the journey slightly easier. And the preparation process, you find that some of the concepts you already understand. However, as you said, it's not a requirement. So even if a person does not have PMP or PGMP or RMP, they can embark on the PFMP journey. I mean, with your guidance, the material is on point. There's no need to struggle. So I think with a good mentor by your side, good preparation material, looking at the standard that PMI has prescribed, you can definitely make it without needing to go to the PMP first or PGMP or RMP first. So it is possible, you can do it without, but for me, it made the journey much, much, much easier, especially when it came to the risk part of it. I don't even think I focused a lot on risk when I was preparing for this exam, because I had recently done risk in February. I passed my RMP February this year. So that part I just browsed. I didn't, look much into it. So it is beneficial, but it's not mandatory. It's definitely not mandatory.
Yes.
With PFMP, that would require you to have, so many years of managing portfolios. It would require like a B degree, and the experience, which you could then submit on your portfolio. Then you are good to go.
Yeah, I also would say the same thing if somebody comes to me and asks that can I go for PFMP without PGMP, or can I go for PFMP without PMP or any other PMI credential? I would say yes. If your experience qualifies you on the eligibility criteria, and if you are ready to just embark their journey, you can do that. And I like in the past I have mentored so many delegates who came to me directly for PFMP, or maybe they came to me for PMP and I converted them to PFMP because their profile qualified more for PFMP than for PMP. And they directly went for PFMP without any other PMI credential. They went directly for PFMP. So yes, this is quite a possibility. So the more logical answer is, if your professional career, professional level, and profile qualifies you for that or not. The PMP or PGMP is not a prerequisite for that, right? Okay. So, Qhakazile, a popular question at our end from PFMP aspirant is how much time one should be actively spending on the preparation. And of course, they would like to hear that coming from those who have done that already, who have actually, walked that journey successfully. So we would also like you to talk about it, that how much time did you prepare for, how much time did you take to prepare for PFMP, and uh, active time, non-active time, overall hours, whatever you would like to share.
So would remember, with me religiously every morning, 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. I'm up. You know that very well. So every morning, minimum 3 hours, that's what I had to do. And my body actually became accustomed to me waking up either at 2 or 3. I would not even set an alarm clock. So those hours, 3 or 4 hours max, even on weekends, I would push. Maybe only on Saturdays, I would take a bit of a break because I'll be having classes. But yeah, 3 hours every day, every morning without fail, I would prepare. Then sometimes in the evening, if I have an hour or so, I would put in, some time. But I'd prefer mornings when my mind is still fresh and people are still asleep in the house, the kids have not waken up, there's not much activity. It's so peaceful, you can study. So yes, 3 hours in the morning, that's what I did. Unfortunately, when I did my preparation for PFMP, you were on Ramadan. So our hours clashed a bit, but that did not, put me down. It actually said, push, girl, push, push, push. So yeah, I mean, you have to put in the hours.
I think we
So
started our training classes somewhere in mid-March, right? Mid-March or late March.
yeah, we started somewhere mid-March and we had a string of holidays here in South Africa, and I had a conference to attend. Though I had, I said to myself, by end of April, I should be done with this preparation. But the holidays, really, messed me up and I didn't. I had already booked the exam, but now I had to postpone it because in reality, I was not ready. The time, even the MBA was also taking its toll on me. So I said, let me postpone. And but I did not want to write it after June because I'm also traveling again a lot. So I said I need to write it just before my travels. And I mean, writing with you, first time around, you pass. So I'd say it took about 6 weeks or so, 6 to 8 weeks, if you put in
Yes, so
the preparation.
Qhakazile took like Qhakazile went for my training program, one-on-one training program. So she first attended the training sessions, like I think starting in the mid-March, somewhere from the mid-March till the end of March or start of April, we were in the training sessions. Then after that, she took around like 6 to 7 weeks. Of course, not active really. She was preparing in that. She She was active in the last couple of like last 2 weeks. I think she was more active in the preparation, and she is a non-conventional I would say mentee. She doesn't go the regular way. She doesn't really go after the mocks or something. She's like a different type of learner. However, she attended the training. Then she just took her time off to prepare all by herself by reading the standard and understanding the slides and videos and everything. And I think she didn't really go for mock exams very actively, did you? Did you go for mock exams?
No, I did not. I truly did not. But remember, you had an interview with Dr. Mojo that I attended, and he recommended that I must go for mock exams. So I started to panic. Oh my God, maybe I need to change my whole mindset. And you were sitting on my neck. Mock exams, mock exams. You even wrote a WhatsApp for me. Do them in this sequence. Then I had to give in. Then I did mock exams. But I did them maybe for 3 days or so. But the night before my exam, I did not sleep. I was doing I think you call it like exam, like mock exams. I did those ones. So, but I am not a mock exams person. I study, and I believe that whatever knowledge I have, I will deliver it during the exam. But this one was a bit different. I did do some mock exams.
Yeah, she actually is like more towards learning the mindset, understanding the mindset, and applying that mindset in the exam, because exam is all about mindset. So she's more into, knowing the mindset and grasping the mindset in a way that any question in front of you and you should be able to crack that. So this is her way of learning, but still she went for like a couple of mocks. Let's talk about that in a while. Okay, so 2.5 months you took like overall, and I think you didn't study for more than 120 hours, 100 to 120 hours, including the training. So that's like a proposition from our side as well, that a focused 100 to 120 hours training or videos, whichever option you are going for. But this is like more than enough to learn the mindset, practice, and pass the exam with flying colors, I would say, right? Okay, so let's talk about the exam particularly. So when you were in the exam room and you were not new to the PMI exams, because you have already taken your PMP and RMP before. So how was your exam experience overall with respect to time management? Because time is also critical in the PMI exams generally, with respect to stress handling, with respect to uh, emotional intelligence, decision making, anything that you would like to share with respect to your exam experience, anything that you did and that worked for you and we would like to advise into the other PFMP aspirants as well.
So my exam was in the morning. I could not get a slot. I would have preferred a slot after maybe 10 or 11 due to the traffic. I'm living in the south of Johannesburg, so going to the north can be a nightmare, especially in the morning. So I could only get a slot from 8 o'clock, 8 to 12. So I booked that slot. I had no choice. And as I said, that the night before, I did not sleep. And I think if I tried to sleep, I was gonna be so anxious. And yeah, so I just practiced the mock exams the whole night. So I left the house at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I arrived at Sandton, maybe 5:45 or so. It took about 45 minutes because it was a smooth drive. There were no cars. And then I just sat in the car. I played some music. I calmed myself down. I just would clear my mindset. And at 7 o'clock, I went to a coffee shop because I left without even having breakfast. There's a coffee shop downstairs at the Sandton Towers. So I had breakfast and I said to myself, 7:30, I'm going up to do the security check and signing in. I kept on like, let me look at this, let me look at this. So I kept on browsing through the slides up until 8 o'clock hit. And I said to myself, I'm okay, Mos. When PMI sends you confirmation, they say do not be late by more than 15 minutes. So I figured I still have 15 minutes to go right. So I signed in at the office block and I went up. So when I signed in, the security guard asked me, "You going to write at person's view? Oh my God, you are so late." She totally panicked on my behalf. Not late, I'm still within time. But they will chase you away. That woman is going to chase you away. So the woman there is not the most friendliest people on earth that's conducting person's view. So anyway, I went to the exam and she said, "Solid, you're solid." I said, "I had a traffic jam this morning. I'm so sorry. I won't do it again." Then she signed me in. She said, "You've been here twice. You've always been on time. Today you're late." You can never be late. I said, I apologize. Please don't chase me away. I need to write. So, no, I won't
So
chase you
all
away.
of this
You know the
happened
rules
as
was,
well. All of this happened as well. I'm not aware of this.
it's happening like, maybe it's 8:05 now. I said, oh, she says, you know the rules. The rules haven't changed. You were here not long ago. Sign. I signed everything. We did the security check. Glasses off, earrings off. Like, yeah, you know the security check that PMI does. They do the scanning and all of that. So you leave your keys, you leave your belongings in the locker, they give you a key. And yes, I got inside. You read that 5 minutes, terms and conditions, you accept. Then I started to write. You cannot write a PMI exam without having a calm, contained mindset. I took like 3 deep breaths before writing. Like, my God, this is going to be a long exam. And for me, when I read a question and I digest it before I go to the options. So I become very slow. I become very slow. And I had said to myself, I am not flagging anything. I read, I answer, I move. I read, I answer, I move. PMI is always tricky. The questions were difficult. The questions were tricky, as expected. But with a calm mindset and with good preparation, you can overcome that. So I took the whole 4 hours to write my exam. But when I was like maybe 2 hours, 5 minutes, I took a break. And the sad thing is with pfmp, if you take a break, the clock does not stop. So you have to be quick. I literally ran to the bathroom. I ran like a mad woman. I ran and I came back. I took a sip of water. I stretched a bit and I went back to the exam. I continued. Remember, you gave me a guideline to say after 1 hour, we should have finished so many questions. After 2 hours, I was so behind. It was not funny. But I caught up. Then about 5 seconds remaining, that's when I clicked the submit button. So I took basically the whole 4 hours to finish the
So
exam.
it was like really dramatic for you, like before the exam, during the exam, it was not that easy for you as I suppose
It was
it would
not,
be.
it was not. But you just have to be calm, man. You know, with a calm mindset. And remember that you prepared. You not come here to take a chance.
So
You prepared for all of this. It's
I
time to
always
deliver.
say it this way that PMI test your nerves. Like in a variety of ways, they are going to test your nerves during the exam, before the exam, and after completing the exam and between clicking the submit button, that time is also very tricky when they are
That
actually.
time you do a short prayer. Oh my God, I need that congratulations because I cannot spend 4 hours and I don't
Yeah,
get that congratulations.
right. That span is like, not more than a few seconds, but that's deadly. That's deadly.
It becomes like the longest seconds of your life.
Yes,
So
yes,
after
yes.
clicking, few seconds, congratulations. Oh man, I felt like jumping. You know that feeling of passing. And that's a
But
nice thing about PMI exams. You get your results immediately.
but one thing that you suggest is not to use the flag for review option, even once, and just trust your knowledge, trust
Don't
your
flag.
gut feeling.
Don't flag. Rather think carefully, select the best option and move. Flagging is not recommended. I would not recommend that you flag. Take that break, even though the clock continues. Make the most of that break. If you have to go to the bathroom, run quick as you can. Stretch, take a sip of water, and come back as soon as possible.
That's
It's
correct.
long. 4 hours, it's draining to sit in one place.
Yes,
Tough.
flagging is not recommended from my side to the delegates as well, for the reason that time is critical in the exam. That's like one reason. And the other reason is that most likely you are going to change your correct answer to the incorrect one because of over analysis and overthinking. Because when you read the same question second time, you get into, overthinking process. When you read the same question third time, you're killing your time as well as you are marking the answer wrong as well. So it's not recommended at all. So you just trust your gut feeling, you just trust your knowledge, trust the process, and keep moving. This is recommended in the exam. This is going to be very helpful in the PMI exam, especially if you're writing it for the first time with PMI. This is going to be a very good tip. Okay, so Qhakazile, if I talk particularly about the course that you have opted, the training and the exam preparation course for PFMP, would you like to talk anything about that, the experience with respect to the concepts and knowledge that you have acquired in the training? the overall mentoring and exam prep journey, application process. That's also very tricky. You must have observed that by yourself as well, that it's not an easy application like your PMP or RMP application was. So application, training, exam preparation, overall content, mentoring and guidance, everything included. How has been your experience with on-time training and consultancy services?
So for me, how I got in touch with you, Andrew Muloisane recommended me to you. I remember the phone call that Andrew and I had. I think he had just passed his PGMP, I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
I think
did. He
so.
did his PGMP
He was
and
so
PFMP.
excited.
Yes.
Yeah, and he was so excited, gave me a call. A long conversation, about how the experience was. So I'm like, no, Andrew, I need this person. And he said, yo, go for this person. I can, like, you have to, you must. Because we've been saying you want to write RMP, you want to do your certifications. So I'm very happy and I will forever be grateful to Andrew for connecting me with you. I say that a person who connects you with Tooba actually loves you. Now I know that Andrew loves me. So, the material that you provide, the time that you dedicate, the patience that you dedicate, the daily check-ins. Sometimes you check in 2 times or 3 times a day. That alone, I don't know how to put it. There is no mentor that can do that to you. I even say, Tooba is no longer a mentor, she's a mother. Because you mother your people, you mother your mentees. And you don't just, give people material just for the sake of, material. I got this material from the internet, download things from the internet. They just, put their own logos and they give to their candidates. They don't make it in PMI exams because they don't have good quality material and they don't have somebody who checks in on them day in, day out. The way you check out on a person, sometimes I say, let me block this person now. I'm enough. I'm going to unblock you again. Or sometimes I ignore you. That's how persistent you become. But it is because you want your people to succeed. And people can never understand that. Why are you blocking this person? I remember Portia also said, I referred Portia to you after she didn't, she had a tough experience. And then she said, oh my God, the Tooba would annoy me and I would not speak to her. I did not understand it then. Then I understood it when we did RMP, that you are so persistent, you are so pushy. But it's not for bad reasons. It's because you want the best, from your candidates. The time you take, Shem. I think even the money that you charge compared to the time you put in, the support, the value, the dedication, it's you cannot compare. You cannot compare. So yes, I am so grateful to have met someone like you. You took your time. You always take your time. You support. I could text you at any time for a question I don't understand. I don't wait. I text. We talk. You don't mind to say, let's jump on a Zoom call. Let's clear this out. We challenge each other. No, don't do this. I know your way is like this. Do it the PMI way. We would have those discussions and sometimes arguments. But at the end of the day, it's all about understanding what PMI wants and prepare the material accordingly. The application, I was under the impression that PFMP application is very stringent. It takes long. So, but with your support, I did not even feel it. It was a breeze. I could not even believe how fast I got approved. I was not expecting the approval at such a fast rate. They approved very, very, very fast. So yes, your material will make what you could write any exam, any PMI exam with your material. Your material trains the mind, your material trains your emotions, calm your emotions. Even if the questions sometimes may not be the exact questions, but you could answer, you could attack and conquer all of these questions. So I would really advise anyone to get a mentor. And I'm going to go back to my PMP journey. It took me so long just to prepare for that exam.
Yes, I've heard this story multiple times. Yes,
and
so.
It's unnecessary. It becomes expensive. When they say cheap is expensive, I know what that means. I paid for a course that I attended before COVID. COVID hit, I stopped. I never attended. I could not do it on my own. And then again, I picked myself up in 2023. I kept on postponing up until the year came to an end. 2024, I was tired of being tired of postponing. I then went for an exam. But it was tough. You don't know the right direction. You've got so many material. You've looked at Andrew, you've looked at David, you've looked like you take everything in the internet. You don't know what's going on now. You confuse yourself because you don't have someone guiding you, someone directing you. Keyboard is recommending something. You keep on taking, you keep on taking. You go to Udemy, the courses they are cheap. During Wednesday, they are 90% off. You buy a course. You're doing so many things. You never know what you are doing now. You become so confused. So having a mentor like you makes the journey so smooth. It makes the journey so cheap. It becomes a smooth ride. So I'd really highly recommend that people get a mentor like you for any PMI training.
Thank you so much.
I see you take pride in saying to your mentees, you will pass on your first attempt. I know it. I've lived it. It's happening.
Thank you so much, Qhakazile, for such nice words. I don't know if I am this good as you are saying, but yes, I try my level best to create value for my delegates. Yes, this is true. This is true that I try my level best to create the value. I try my level best to make the life easier for people in whatever capacity possible. Yes, this is one of the goals at on-time training. And also to squeeze that path for them, as you have rightly said, that cheap is expensive at times, so that at times you go for a cheaper course or a cheaper mentor, and later on it turns out that probably that person is not worth it, or that service is not worth it for the reason that the ultimate goal is not achieved with that service provider. So yes, cost of quality is a concept that we teach at PMI, and that concept also tells us the same thing, that at the first step, you go with the right preventive action, you go with the right investment, so that eventually you see the results, right? One other thing that I probably would like you to talk about is the quality of our mock exams. I know you are not really a mock person, you don't appreciate the concept of mocks, but people are pretty much after mocks. So this is like, I can say, an irony. People are mostly after earning the credential, earning the badge, passing it for the sake of passing it and not learning it. But this is what it is. People are actually interested in knowing the quality of the exam prep stuff, the mock exams and all. So whatever you have to say based on your experience with the mock practice, you can add that.
As you said, that I'm not a mock person, but I'll start maybe with also RMP. I did few of the mocks. And when I got to the exam, I said to myself, oh my God, I've wasted time by not doing the mocks, because the mocks give you the actual training. They prepare you for the actual exams. What you've done on the mock, you will find it in the main exam. The thinking is 100% aligned. The approach is 100% aligned. So your mock exams are nothing but the best. Same with the PFMP. When Dr. Moyo said, you have to do mock exams, I started. And I do not regret it, because what I found on that exams, had I not done the mock exams, I don't think I was even going to finish the exam, slow as I am. I did the mocks and I finished exactly 5 seconds before. Had I not done the mocks, I think I was going to get derailed and not finish and end up failing because I did not finish. So the mocks train you with the PMI mindset. They train you with all the trickiness that PMI will throw at you, because PMI will throw you, tricky questions. PMI is all about tricky. It's all about tricks. So if you have not done the mock exams, that trickiness will throw you away. You look at the question, you look at the options. 2 options are obviously incorrect, and the other 2, oh my God, they are obviously correct. But you must pick the best one. Looking at the question, that's a trick that it's difficult to do if you have not practiced with mock exams. And preferably, I'd say at least 2 times or 3 times, you have to dedicate time to mock exams. I know I'm singing a different tune now after the experience. Quality of mock exams is a big determiner in whether you pass or you fail the exam.
This is correct. This is exactly the reason why we provide mock exams. We do not provide mock exams just to ensure that you pass the exam. We provide mock exams to ensure that the learnings, the skill set that you have earned from the training or from the video slides, whichever source you have opted for, the mocks validate that you know that stuff, right? This is the only purpose of mock exams. And based on that, you get that confidence that yes, now you are ready to sit in the exam and to attempted and to pass it. Mock exams is never a source to provide the real exam questions. There is a huge difference between the mocks and the dumps. Dumps are leaks, real exam leaks, right? Mocks are not real exam leaks. Mock is just, a verification or a validation that PMI mindset for portfolio management or any other skill set. The concept of mocks is the same for every skill set. So please keep that in consideration, that mocks is not going to guarantee that you pass it. Your mindset is going to guarantee that you pass it. Right? Okay, thank you so much, Qhakazile, for this. So one other thing that I particularly would like you to talk about is, how do you see the concept of payback and return on investment on these credentials? So of course, every credential is an investment of time, money, and other priorities as well. So how do you see the return coming back to you?
And then ROI is different, they will define it in their own way. But for me, remember I told you that I started my MBA. So looking at my strategy module, it was perfectly aligned with what I studied with pfmp. What you taught me, I found it there. So I had that alignment now. Okay, now I understand, when you say business value, when you say strategic objective, what you mean. When you say we terminate a project because it does not align with our strategic objective, what does that mean? So for me, my thinking has really changed. I'm moving now from being just a pure technical person to thinking strategically. So I'm able to execute, my jobs effectively and efficiently. So the ROI has been massive. And number two, if you look at South Africa, I think how many are we now? I think we're 27 or 28 pfmp professionals. It's a very tough exam. Not everybody can do it. So if you've done it, it means you've really crossed that bridge that is difficult for people to cross. And having that credential next to your name, does give that respect. And now I can go to my boss and say, boss, I need a pay rise. I've achieved something that most people don't have.
Yeah, this is your right, actually.
If he does it, I can say, okay, bye-bye, I'm taking my pfmp elsewhere, So yes, it does give that credibility, that respect. And naturally, I'm a person that loves a challenge. I'm a person that's hungry for knowledge. So I would push myself. I would be wanting information. I would be wanting to learn new things, new challenges. I'd want to grow. So that's what it has done for me. And to add on that, in the WhatsApp group that you create, it would be so encouraging to see the people, the Middle East group, the entire GCC. Every second week, somebody's passing. We're like, I'm next. I'm coming next. So
Yes.
it's encouraging how you do it with your delegates. There's no way you cannot have that ROI. It's personal. Everybody has got their own. But yes, for me, that's what it has done for me. It's every cent spent, it's worth it. It's an investment to yourself is the best investment ever. That's how I put it. And for me, unfortunately, my organization doesn't pay for such. I paid it for myself. And it's not a cheap exam. Preparation is not cheap. The exam itself is not cheap. But I do not regret the cent spent on it. I could buy a handbag. I could buy shoes. I could buy hair. But I decided that I'm going to invest it in pfmp. So I do not regret it. It's the best investment I can ever make for myself.
The payback is definitely going to come back, and this is a guarantee. Like one way or the other, maybe with the same job, with a new job, maybe with like a new business, anything could be a possibility, but you definitely are going to see that coming sooner or later. So this is a guarantee, and no learning ever goes wasted. This is also a guarantee. Maybe not not in a tangible way, but in a variety of different intangible ways, you will start seeing the results. Maybe people would start, considering you more, credible in the meetings, more credible in the professional conversations. They will start viewing your profile on LinkedIn. They will start considering you for different roles. Anything is a possibility. And these are all, tangible benefits. The intangible ones like trustworthiness, goodwill, and reliability, credibility, all of that, is something which would start realizing the day or the moment you earn the credentials. So this is for sure. Everybody almost everybody, I would not say 100%, but more than 90% are able to realize the benefits in a variety of different ways for themselves with these credentials. And everybody's concept of benefits could be different. Maybe some of those are after the tangible ones, some of those are only after the intangible ones, some of those are after the mix of both, but one way or the other. And you are that type of person who I personally believe is an achiever. You are an achiever already. You have done so good in your career, in your life so far, and you definitely are going to make it better. Of course, it's going to get better. There is no other way out. So definitely it's going to happen. I'm certain about it. So thank you so much, Qhakazile, for this conversation. In the end, would you like to advise anything to the PFMP aspirants actively preparing for the exam, or maybe considering this credential as the next career step for themselves?
A proverb that says knowledge is power. Knowledge is definitely power. If someone is considering going for these certifications, go for it. The best time is now. You have to create the time, because time is never enough, but you must create the time. If you have to wake up early in the morning, do that. But you also need to balance now. You can't be sleeping maybe less than 6 hours. Have a good sleep and wake up early while your mind is fresh. Some things are not important. You cannot be watching soapies and not studying. The soapies, cut out the Netflix binge. It's going to be there when you are done with you with the certification. So prioritize and plan your time carefully. Well, go for a walk, exercise, look after your mind. It matters a lot. So if you want it, I'm telling you, go for it. And you can never be ready. You can't say, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Go for it. While you are not ready, you will be ready in the process. Make that payment. Once you make that payment, you know now that I cannot fail. Whether you pay for it yourself or the organization pays for you, they want to see that you've made it, you've passed. They cannot just plant money on you and they cannot reap the benefits. So go for it and get a good mentor. Get a good mentor. Without a good mentor, it's going to be long, it's going to be unnecessary, it's going to be draining, it's going to be stressful, and you are going to give up along the way. That's what happened to me when I did my PMP. So I would not advise anyone to do a DIY when it comes to PMI. PMI is very tricky. They do not give you questions where you must memorize. They give you scenario-based questions. They give you situation-based questions. They give you questions that have got calculations and graphs. You look at this graph today in the mock exam, it's looking at the north. When you write the exam, it's facing the west. So yeah, go with the mindset that I'm going to make it. It's tough, but I'm going to make it. So yeah, just go for it. You are never ready up until you start.
Thank you so much. This is such a good advice. I also recommend this, but us saying this is a huge conflict of interest because we are in the business. But if someone like you or a neutral person says this, people actually listen and they actually understand that as well, because that's coming from a person who has zero interest in directly in like them making the success or not making the success. But like that's a sincere advice that one can give you, that if you have like a target, the right time to start on it is today. Right? There is no tomorrow. To me, tomorrow never existed. I always believe in today. So yeah, this is like something that probably based on, because of your priorities, because of this, that, one thing or the other, you probably are going to defer it. That maybe I'm going to do it 2 months down the lane, 6 months down the lane, next year, next to next year. But that time most likely would never come. So if you have made up your mind to go for anything, it could be anything. We are not really talking about PFM. Just start on it. Okay, so I have received a question. Now the question answer session, and if anybody has got any question for me or Qhakazile, you can just unmute and ask that as well, or you may drop that in the chat area. So I have received like a couple of comments and questions. So one question that I have received in the private chat is, that person is with the name user. I don't see that name, but he's asking that you are saying that you didn't really practice mock exams much. So how is that possible? PMI exams are so tricky. How is that even a possibility that you went to the exam room without practicing much? especially for an exam like pfmp?
Person, whenever I study, I avoid exams. Somehow I believe that when I practice exams, I'm gonna give it my best during the practice. Now come exam time, I'm saturated. So I take my best with me to the exam without really practicing much. Maybe that's why I'm end up so slow when writing the exam. But I'm that believer. I don't practice much mock exams. And people don't believe me. They couldn't believe it that I passed PMP without doing mock exams. It's possible, but you know, having the experience now, I would not recommend it. Go for mock exams. It makes the process much smoother. It trains the brain to respond to those questions much faster and to overcome those tricks that PMI gives you. Do mock exams. Don't take that advice. If I were to give advice now, I would say go for mock exams. Do mock exams.
Maybe one reason why this particular thing work for you is you are pretty experienced and you have worked for large-scale organization or complex and large-scale projects and programs throughout your career. Maybe that's like one of the reasons, because PMI exams are heavily dependent on, experience-based analysis. So that could be one reason as well, right? So yeah, maybe this is strategy work for you, but for someone else, this is not going to work. So it depends on person to person as well. But yes, overall, this is a recommendation. Like generally, this is a recommendation that one should go to the exam room after practicing at least 800 to 1,000 questions, relevant questions, right? Qhakazile didn't go for 1,000 set. She went for, I think, 400 to 500 questions, not much more than that, right? Is that the case, right? Yes.
I didn't do a lot, and I only did them once. I don't have a time of doing the second round. I only just did them once, and that was it. But if I may also mention, during the WhatsApp groups that you formed, who was it? I think it was Mohammed that had passed. And I said to the group, I'm definitely next. So I said to myself, how can I be next if I don't now do mock exams? Let me change my mindset and do mock exams. And that's the thing with PMI. You need to know the mindset. You might have you might be experienced in the field. You might have had so many projects or so many programs. If you do not know the mindset PMI wants in that exam, you will fail. You need to know the mindset. So the mock exams actually train you to understand and answer the questions according to their mindset.
This is correct. So I'm seeing a couple of comments in the chat box. So again, the name of this person is not mentioned. It's like a number over there. So he's saying that this is really inspiring, especially as I'm preparing for my PGMP exam. So good luck for your PGMP exam. PGMP exam is tough. It's actually very, very tough. And if you need help for your PGMP exam, you can reach out to me as well. I am a PGMP trainer and mentor as well. But good luck from my side. And please do join my group as well. I'm going to share the link in a while. So that's a free group. You can practice and you can interact with the other PGMP aspirants over there. Maybe that could be a help from on-time training for your PGMP journey. So Qhakazile is already a PFMP delegate at OTTC and he is actively preparing. So he is congratulating you, Qhakazile, and he's he's saying that he's going to be the next soon. Yes, you.
Yeah, should... when you say you are next, you write on that group that I'm next. You have to be next. Yes. They're watching you.
You should be Qhakazile because it has been a while and it's long overdue now. And this is one more comment. Mashi Goni, I'm sure I'm reading your name correctly, and if I'm not, please forgive me. As a South African, would you say it is more advantageous going for PGMP instead of SACP CMP? What is this? What is this?
Oh, okay, I can see that is N Mashehwan. I also hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'd say it depends on which field he's in. If he's into construction, he has to go for the SACP-MP. I don't do that one because I'm not into construction. I'm into energy projects.
This is a construction professional exam. I am not aware of this.
Yes. Yeah, but it's only for South Africans, if I remember, because this one stands for South African construction professionals, something. I'm not familiar with that. But for me, because I'm in the energy space, it's not aligned. But if you're into construction, then it's very needed. If you're into civil engineering, it is needed. And also, it doesn't have to have both of them. You can have the PGMP and, the SA CPMP. You just have to have enough money now to pay for all of these annual renewals and, keep your PDUs going on, so that you don't lose your credential once you obtain it.
Also, PGMP or for the same reason, any PMI credential is globally recognized. So that would give you, a global coverage in the program management capacity with respect to jobs, visibility and all. And this SSCP credential is going to be like for South Africa region. So if you are sure that you are going to stay in South Africa, you are going to work in South Africa, and you are in the construction capacity, and that's more helpful for you, then of course you should go for that. But if you are targeting, your prospects across the region or maybe at a global scale, then of course you should go for something which is globally recognized, like PMI credentials, right? Or Axilos credentials, right? But if you are interested in PGMP or PFMP, you can always reach out to on-time training. I have already shared the channels in the group. Acha, this is 𝗡𝗍𝗍𝗐. Good to see you, 𝗡𝗍𝗍𝗐. I'm sorry, I wasn't aware it was you. So 𝗡𝗍𝗍𝗐 is already a delegate for PGMP at OTTC. Okay, so do we have any other questions for Qhakazile or for myself? If yes, then please feel free to unmute yourself and ask your query.
While you're waiting for that, I wish Paddy all the best. I hear PGMP is one of the toughest ones. But with your preparation, once again, he will make it. I believe he will make it. He must just listen to you and he must be teachable. He will definitely make it. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. You can even take a bet if he's doing what you tell him.
Yes, you are absolutely right. So anybody has got any question for Qhakazile or for myself? No? Are we good? Thank you so much. Oh, okay, yeah. So we have one question. Yes, please. 𝗲𝗁𝗻𝗁, right? Am I pronouncing your name correctly? 𝗲𝗁𝗻𝗁. Yes, please. Go ahead. Has gone. Yes. 𝗲𝗁𝗻𝗁, do you have any question for us? No? Okay, okay. I think we are good then. Thank you so much, Qhakazile, for your time. I really appreciate that. She's saying it's he or she. Okay. So she's saying that she can't unmute. So maybe drop your query or concern in the chat area.
Maybe are you able to unmute him from your end?
Unmute. Okay, just give me. Now, I have asked to unmute.
Yes, I'm able to unmute this time around.
Okay,
good
great.
evening. Thank you, Tooba. Actually, mine is not a question, it's just a comment for you and Qhakazile. Qhakazile is no Ludwe.
Oh, okay. She's my friend.
It's no Ludwe. I just want to say thank you for this inspiring discussion. I really love the energy and you were just so real. Yeah, it was really inspiring. I'm encouraged to pursue my registration. I've been thinking about it for some time now, to a point that I was even thinking now of second option. But the first option for me was really PGMP. And then I thought maybe I should, since I'm in South Africa, maybe I should go for SEC PCMP. But really, I think I need to go back to my initial plan, which is PGMP, and I'm definitely going to need help. So I'm going to be knocking on your doors soon. I'm really encouraged. Thank you.
Sure, anytime, anytime. And I've already shared my communication channels in the chat area. You can get that from Qhakazile as well. And you can just search me on internet, and I'm available on the social media platforms. So just feel free to reach out and we can have a conversation separately on this, right?
Thank
Should
you.
make it. Looking at it, I mean, I wrote my RMP end of February. I think I wrote it on the 28th of February, and I wrote the pfmp 5 June.
26th
So
of
because
February. You wrote it on the
yeah,
26th.
but you know, so in less than 6 months space of time, I could achieve 2 certifications because of your guidance. So it's possible. It does not have to be long. It does not have to be daunting. It does not have to be stressful. You make the process easier. I could not believe it's even possible to do 2 tough certifications in such a short space of time. On top of that, I'm still attending my classes in Madrid. Every 3 months, I must fly to Madrid and do my MBA classes. On Saturdays, I'm at school the whole day. I've got assignments, I've got projects, I've got everything else that's going on. I've got kids, you know, it's just a big shebang, but I could still do it. So I believe it's really possible. If you want it, you put your mind on it, it's possible.
And on our side, we are going to make sure that everything that you need to cover you in the right direction, with the right guidance, with the right mindset is available to you, and along with the mentoring and guidance, of course, right? So that's going to be on us. The availability should be on you because that's your goal. So you should be available. You should be committed to go for it. That should be coming from you. And with this combination, anything and everything is possible.
And I was saying to Portia that Tooba is gonna press your buttons that you never knew existed. That's how much pressure you put on a person. You press, you push, because you want a person to succeed. So now I must also do my part. There's no point in you pushing until the buttons break down if I don't come on board. But you do everything responsible for a person to make it. And you take pride in passing first attempt. Everybody passes first attempt. And yes, I'm speaking from my experience. It's possible.
Yes, this is possible. Of course, like I said, anything is possible if you are committed to do that, you are committed to go for that, you are committed to prioritize that. I would say priority is the first step. You need to prioritize something if you really want to go for it, right? So if you keep on saying that, because this is like something that's a real struggle for us as the mentors, that we keep on hearing that I'm busy, I have this, I have that, I have job, I have kids, I have family. Everybody has almost all of this, but they still prioritize. They still make time for something that they really want to go for. That's the only answer to this question. When they say that, how can I make time? Making time is on you, right? When you are onboarded, guiding you in the right direction is on us. So this is how, this is workable for both of the mentor and the mentor. Anyways, this is a long conversation. We are going to definitely have that, Mashagon, when you are going to connect me separately. If anybody has any other question, please feel free to ask that related to PFMP or related to Qhakazile's journey. All good? Thank you so much, Qhakazile, for your time. Thank you so much for taking out your precious time from the busy schedule. And I really enjoyed this conversation. This was very, very helpful. I'm sure PFMP delegates are going to find it very, very helpful. So I will be back very soon, guys, with a new PFMP journey. And till then, take care. Goodbye. Have a good night. Thank you, Qhakazile. Have a good day.
Good night, everyone.